Hey guys, welcome back to Daily Thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified of all my new content. Today my Daily Thoughts is on toxic behavior. So now let's get into my Daily Thoughts. Toxic behavior. A toxic person is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life. Many times, people who are toxic are dealing with their own stresses and trauma. To do this, they act in ways that don't present them in the best light and usually upset others along the way. Toxicity in people isn't considered a mental disorder, but there could be underlying mental problems that cause someone to act in toxic ways, including a personality disorder. Toxic people are dangerous, from causing extreme stress to slowing your progress. They can be a massive drain on your time and happiness. They are also harder on your body. Studies show that people with more toxic relationships had a greater risk of heart disease. The reasons behind this behavior are less important than the damage they cause, which may be far more pervasive than you think. The idea of removing toxic people from your life has become a trending theme. How do you know if you're dealing with one, and what can you do about it? Our tolerance for toxicity is dependent on the person, and only you can decide when someone needs to be completely removed from your life or when you just need some distance. Family tend to get more chances than friends or colleagues, but every relationship is different and everyone walks a different line. There is also a scale of toxicity. On one end, there's your colleague who bails you up at the coffee machine to complain about their day, while on the other extreme, there's your partner who threatens to hurt themselves if you go out with your friends instead of staying home with them. Your colleague is annoying but avoidable. Your partner is abusive and consuming. Here are some of the telltale signs of dealing with a toxic person. They disrespect your boundaries. Toxic people don't know when to quit. It doesn't matter if you've told them to stop behaving in a certain way. A toxic person will continue to disregard your boundaries, while well-adjusted people have no problem with respecting boundaries. A toxic person thrives on walking all over you. They're manipulative and controlling. A manipulative person can be difficult to detect. They may be outright selfish and coercive, or they'll use subtle methods like gaslighting to make you doubt yourself. For toxic people or someone who is insecure in themselves, it's all about taking control over you. They lie. There's a difference between the occasional exaggeration and blatant pathological liars. Toxic people are consistently dishonest, even about small things. Whether they're lying to mask their own self-esteem or they're using it as a manipulative tool, a repeated pattern of deceit is a sure sign of toxicity. They always have to be right. There's no use arguing with a toxic person. They're always going to be right, even when they're not. They'll blame other people and tell lies before admitting to being wrong. And they'll never apologize. And while they'll never admit to their own mistakes, they're more than happy to berate and broadcast yours. They're always the victim. Bad things happen to everyone, but a toxic person always seems to be the victim of the world. They love to blame others for their problems, and they're incapable of taking any personal responsibility for their actions or emotions. They thrive on sympathy and attention and would rather mope around than work to solve their own problems. They're judgmental. Toxic people love to criticize and gossip, and they rarely have a nice thing to say about anyone. They feed on other people's flaws to boost their own self-esteem or mask their jealousy. They're all take and no give. A toxic relationship is never equal. You'll find yourself giving away large amounts of your time, attention, and material possessions with nothing in return. Toxic people are self-absorbed and have little empathy or consideration for your needs. They'll happily dominate the conversation and expect you to do favors for them at the drop of a hat, but they'll never be there to support you. People often engage in toxic behavior when they're coping with some underlying problem, such as a history of trauma, unhealthy familial relationships, or addiction. Working with a therapist can help you understand what might be at the heart of your unhealthy relationship behaviors. In a toxic relationship, both people develop unhealthy behaviors and treat each other disrespectfully. While one person in the relationship may engage in more toxic behavior than the other, they don't exert overwhelming control over the other person. Instead, both partners engage in unhealthy behavior that makes the relationship unhealthy, sucking the life and joy out of it, and making it more of a chore than support. Here are a few do's and don'ts when dealing with toxic behavior. Do stick to reality. Don't join in. Do understand your own feelings. Do talk to them. Do prioritize your needs. Don't try to fix them. Do walk away if necessary. And do stay neutral. If you've addressed toxic behavior with the person exhibiting it and they've taken it to heart, it's possible for toxic people to change. However, they must see their part in the problem before they're likely to find the motivation to do so. Now, I hope that today's daily thoughts on toxic behavior have been interesting and helpful to you guys. I've left additional information in the description of this video. Please leave me comments and let me know what you think. I'll be back the next time with more daily thoughts. Until then, I offer you peace and blessings from the West Side. Please follow me on all my other social media. And until the next time, with more daily thoughts, I'm out of here, guys. Peace!